Who really killed Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? Was it James Earl Ray, or was it a more systematic plot on the part of the US government? Or is that just baseless conspiracy? Stay tuned and learn more. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was an apostle for the truth. Thus, as we celebrate his life, I thought that it was important that we honor him by revealing the truth about his assassination. Many of you have likely been taught that Dr. King was shot and killed by James Earl Ray, but this is not the truth. Ray was not the gunman. After being in prison for decades, Ray was actually found not to be the assassin in a televised mock trial held in 1993. Later, an actual trial was held in 1999, and he was acquitted by a jury. Unfortunately, Ray died in 1998, and the actual trial took place a year after he died. Dr. King was indeed shot from the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel on April 4, 1968, in Memphis, Tennessee, but he did not die at the hands of Ray, as Ray was simply a patsy. He was actually shot by Memphis police officer Frank Strouser. After being shot, his life hung on by a thread, but he did not die immediately. He was rushed to the hospital, where he was spat on by the attending physician and then suffocated to death while in the hospital. It has been confirmed that the U.S. government played a crucial role in conspiring to have Dr. King killed. The FBI, CIA, and Memphis Police Department were all culpable. So, the question that's begged is, why would government officials want Dr. King dead? Well, in addition to wanting racial equality, Dr. King was ardently pursuing economic equality as well, as he was an advocate for the poor. So much so that there were concerns that he was a communist. He also vehemently opposed the Vietnam War, which was engaged in by the U.S. for economic reasons. Furthermore, it turns out that Dr. King was considering running on a third-party ticket for the presidency with Dr. Benjamin Spock as his running mate. In light of Dr. King's social views and pursuits, it makes sense why the U.S. political establishment looked to assassinate him. All of this information was revealed by the King family's former attorney, Dr. William F. Pepper. If you'd like to learn more, I encourage you to read Pepper's book titled The Plot to Kill King: The Truth Behind the Assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Here's a video clip of Attorney Pepper's revealing how Dr. King was actually killed.
As Dr. Pepper's investigation has also uncovered, there is evidence to suggest that it was not the assassin's bullet that actually killed Martin Luther King.
No, the shot did not kill him. We all believed that Martin King was killed by that shot by Strouser. He was still alive when he was taken to the hospital. He was being worked on in the emergency room of the hospital. And I think the emergency staff were trying to do their best to keep him alive. And he was still breathing and alive. When the head of neurosurgery of the hospital, Dr. Breen Bland, came in to the emergency room with two other men in suits. And he said to the people in the emergency room, "Stop working on that nigger and let him die." And then he said, after a pause, "Now get out of here, all of you. Leave this room. Get out." And he emptied the room. And as he was emptying the room, a surgical nurse was the last one out. And she heard them do this, like picking up water in their mouths. And that caught her attention, and she turned and she saw them spit on the body of Dr. King, the three men. Then she saw Dr. Bland, take a pillow and put it over his face and suffocate him. And that's how Martin King was killed.